Fancy Fiji for Christmas? Well, that dream could finally become a reality with the announcement Virgin Australia is fast-tracking its summer schedule. Travel writer James Wilkinson joins me now. James, talk us through this Virgin announcement.
Very exciting, Angie. Great to see you. Yeah, Virgin today announcing they're going to push forward their flights to Fiji. That was going to be on 23rd of December through to the 16th. It comes a day after Fiji's National Day. They reached 80% of the population vaccinated. So a very big public holiday for them, wasn't it, in terms of getting a big present for the whole country. And that also saw Fiji Airways announcing 1st of December, they're going to relaunch flights. So December, Fiji, place to be.
Yeah, so you say 80% of the population there in Fiji vaccinated. Does that mean this COVID situation there is looking pretty good?
It does, Angie. And the other thing to remember too is a lot of the resorts have 100% of their staff vaccinated as well. A big thing in Fiji has been about safe holidays. It's been about going to places where you can feel safe. So by the time we do get to December, we're going to be hopefully over 90%. They're going to be around 100%. So it's a very great time for Fiji, and it's going to be a very, very safe destination. So you are going to have to do a test before you go under 72 hours. Another one when you get there within 48 hours. And then you can go and enjoy the resort and get out and enjoy the beautiful country that it is. So a lot of very friendly Fijians waiting to welcome us. Don't forget, the whole country's been closed, Angie, for 2 years. So it's a very long time for them.
Yeah, certainly a tempting offer. And now we have heard various dates over the past few weeks. Where are we with the schedule for international travel?
So it all kind of hit off on the weekend. Late on Friday, Qantas announcing they were going to fly through Darwin to London from the 14th of November. The same day, Qantas actually launched Sydney to Los Angeles. Now, they're two very big milestones because we don't actually know what day the Australian government says we're going to reopen Australia. So they could fluctuate a tiny bit. That's when Qantas is going. And then into December, we've got Fiji Airways flying 1st of December to Nandi out of Australia, and then after that you've got some more flights coming on with Virgin, Jetstar and Qantas into Fiji. Then Qantas go up into Honolulu, other American destinations such as Vancouver in Canada, and then hopefully on to Singapore. We're waiting for more of those countries to be announced. We do know America and Fiji have both been announced now alongside the UK. So UK, you've just got to do a test within 24 hours of arrival. US, you just go into the country like Canada if you're fully vaccinated after you've had a test before departure. So yeah, December is getting pretty busy. Also, just to keep in mind, there are a lot of airlines flying here at the moment, such as Qatar Airways, Cathay Pacific, Singapore Airlines, United, Delta, that have a lot of available seats on those flights. So for them, it's going to be a case of once we start getting the home quarantine system into place, the caps removed off those flights coming into Australia, they can sell the outbound tickets. So that could even happen sooner. It depends on what date the Australian government wants to open Australia, but there are airlines ready to take people as soon as they're able to.
So this is the bit that's quite confusing. We've heard quite a bit of discussion from Scott Morrison, from the new New South Wales Premier, trying to fast-track opening up, but it all hinges on that home isolation quarantining program. Do we have any idea when they're going to say that we can start doing that?
Well, we heard again in the last couple of days that the federal government's now looking at from the 1st of November this could happen as soon as. So we know New South Wales is ready to go. So it might be Sydney might be one of the first stops that will take a lot of the traffic from the flights. Don't forget, Sydney Airport was taking the lion's share of all the international arrivals. So that's something that they could change fairly easily. And Angie, that could mean that some 40,000 Aussies are able to get home before that outbound leisure boom takes off. Because there's one thing you don't want to be doing as a traveller, and that is taking someone else's seat on a flight that they could be coming back on. They've been waiting for 6 or 12 months. So hopefully this can clear a lot of that backlog. We've heard Singapore Airlines just last week again saying that they've got up to 4 or 5 flights a day coming to Australia that could have full capacity that are running 10, 20 people on them. So a lot of seats out there that could be used, and hopefully that could be as soon as the 1st of November, where airlines have been telling us they're ready to go as soon as they get the green light from the government onto what day it actually is.
Yeah, so there is still so much uncertainty. We kind of get these promises, maybe 1st of November, maybe early November, but until we get absolute clarity about when people are going to be able to quarantine at home and they can sell those flights, how hard is it for the airlines to sell those seats on those flights?
Well, at the moment, it's only Qantas that's actually selling those seats where you can get a return ticket. Other airlines, you would be able to go and buy a ticket today on Delta or United as a one-way ticket. You can't get a return ticket. So Qantas have been selling return tickets. So that's one thing to look out for is you could go, but you might not have a return date to come back until early next year. So the second that they do have that date, though, where it is going to be the home quarantine for 7 days or even less, we've heard Alan Joyce talk about wanting to have 3 days of quarantine and then eventually have that obviously removed on a negative test, so as long as you're not positive. So it could get moved pretty quickly. Hopefully it'll get moving as fast as the 1st of November, maybe even before. So, yeah, I mean, if we hit that 80% mark in the next week or so, that could really change the goalposts, even if it's just through Sydney initially.
Okay, well, fingers crossed. Thanks so much, James Wilkinson.